Hello, space engineers, and welcome to something a little different. Take a break from remote construction and space elevators. See if we can't work with the new blocks that came out with the signals update and do one or two things with it. One thing I've always wanted to try to kind of see if I could get set up and working, but there's always kind of a missing piece, and I think they kind of gave me one. So let me get into things here. What I would like to be able to do is this here. Let me get rid of those signals. Is this here? Is this mining ship? It has P.A.M on it, which you might be able to see from the screen up there. But it has the P.A.M script on it. But I think it'd be a neat idea to be able to call a P.A.M enabled ship like this to a location. So let's say you're just out flying around with your scout or a scout ship and you come across something interesting, or you come across some ore you need, then you can call this in over to that area. And previously, to be able to do that, you'd have to remote back in. You'd have to go in through your K menu, come all the way over here, and then sets this thing up to come to you. Or at least that's where the point I had it to. If we look down here, we can see I've got some AI blocks set up. If we come in here, we've got the standard, if you want to fly, you're going to have that. I've got this set up. Right now, it's set up to a one-way autopilot to a point. I'm going to see if I can't get it to follow a home. And those are all GPS lists. Whereas you should be able to get to follow a beacon. I don't want to mess this up. See, I don't want to change that. I might have to go. Yeah, I don't see a way to get it to follow a beacon like it says it should, right in that tip right there. So I usually just select a home beacon or GPS that the grid should follow. And I don't see... Does the beacon over here have to be turned on? I bet you that's what it was, because that beacon is showing up. So I've got to follow that beacon. Now if I turn this off and back on, does it retain that? It does appear to. So now when that's triggered, it should come and try to follow that beacon, which is the scout ship. And minimum range from home, let's go 10 meters. Max range, let's try see what that does. Do not want it to wander. But the other thing I've already got set up is I've got these set up on it already. So if we come in here, I've got it toggling all the blocks on, that on, programmable block. It doesn't seem to work with that already turned off, so I'll probably need to have that block turned on before, so just leave it on. I don't like doing that because P.A.M will leave the engines running. But turn that on. Start the behaviors. Make sure that one's off, turn that on, and I've got run. And if you look over here at the build info tab, you can see one, I've got it set to run path home. So it'll set that's to set the path home, which is right where it's at. Then it'll start 2, which is disconnecting that and starting the AI recorder task. So basically all that means is when this is set, or when this is triggered, it will start, if it's kind of hard to see in that menu up there in the sunlight, but it'll hit that record path and set home. So it'll start that and start recording the path in P.A.M. Then the AI will fly out to wherever you're at, and then as that's happening, it will record the path out there. So instead of having to go all the way back to a ship to get a miner to go back and fly in, you can call this out there, and you can even, from once it's out there, you can jump in the cockpit, set up a mining program, and it'll go on its own merry way, and you can continue to scout if you so wished. But the thing we need to find a place to add on here, which I don't think will be too much of a hassle, we need a couple things, and this is our new blocks we'll need. Let's see. We will need a... It's not there. It's under here. Action relay, let's go small version. Let's pick a couple of them. First, we're going to need one here. Got the tier 1 grinder here still. Where was that? 6. I'm going to do that, and because I want it color matched, I think that is the one, and battered. I think that's the... Yeah, that'll work. And let's just do that there. I thought I picked all that up. Apparently not. Here, can I pull it from here? Am I not making radio components? I don't think I'm making radio components. Or I wasn't. I don't have them being made automatically, at least. Now, let's get out there and see if this will work. Oh yeah, need to unlock. Oops. Set ourselves up in a nice location here. Somewhere we can kind of sort of see back there. Let's turn those lights off so we can get rid of that glare. Oh, I'll need to be able to set that up. Okay, we're going to do channel 1. Accept signal from, let's just do owner. And we're not going to be able to do anything from this end. This is just to send. Let's come in here. Let's go to, oops. From owner, setup action, we're looking for, we will now tell it to start that. And I forgot to, that has to be on, because that has not been working without it. So we get out of that, where, yep, we're fully out of control of that. So now, if we send that signal, that ship should come out here to us. And there it is, exiting the hangar. Now this might have a range limit doing it this way. In other words, if you're more than, I think, 2.5 kilometers away, it won't actually be able to find you, or it won't be able to find home. But I haven't tested that. I know following a player it has issues if you're too far away. I don't know if following home is the same way. And since it's following that, not me, we can come out here. It's still recording, but we can't control anything because that's in control. So now we're going to have to so now we can come in here. Now we're in control. We can say stop recording path. We can set up mining job. Let's cut that down to size. We don't need that much. top left. It's kind of hard to read that up there. And then we can tell it to start job. And now that thing will sit there and mine ice, because this entire asteroid is ice, if I remember right. Yep. Okay, I didn't have the depth set very well. But for demonstration purposes, that'll work. But as you see now, that thing will sit there and take care of itself while we could go out and scout some other asteroids if we wanted to. If we don't get in the way, we can come over here. And now we're in a position to watch it park. And the beauty of this system is, once it gets out there, okay, now P.A.M is in full control, so it's going to do all the parking, and it does a very good job of parking. Where versus the AI blocks, trying to get it to park into a space like this where you've got other ships and a hangar and all that, it might be able to do it, but I wouldn't trust it. Let's see what it says. Job done. So yeah, it didn't do a whole lot. Okay, where is... Yeah, this thing's got a bunch of small containers in it. I guess I'm full of ice. Yeah. Well, it's got a ball pulled out of there now. So, let's see. To review what we've got here, just as kind of a setup, is have your, if you're planning to do this, have your P.A.M enabled ship if you're wanting to use this script. And with it, you can have your flight blocks. And on your recorder, go ahead and record a path from your connector to, I've got it coming out to a safe distance. Then once that is done, so that's all that recorder does. And when it gets to waypoint 2, it's turning the basic on, so that when it started up, set to follow home, with home being set as my scout ship beacon, it would try to find its way there. And on our timers, we look at this. It is set up to turn on all of the AI blocks in case they're off. Ditto with basically all of that. Turns on the AI flight, but turns off the basic, or it turns all that on. So you can kind of see over here in the toolbar info thing, the programmable block that's turned on, AI behavior on, AI behavior on, AI behavior on all of that. So we're basically turning everything on. We've got the programmable block that's running P.A.M. We're telling it to run with the argument path home, which will tell it to set home where it's at and record path. And we're starting the second timer, which all that does is we're disconnecting from the connector, and we are playing, or telling the recorder, AI recorder, to play. So when it does all that, it'll simply go out to its safe distance, then try to find you, if it can find you from where you're at. Now right now, I also have the collision avoidance turned off. On my flight, because you know the AI blocks, they still have an issue where sometimes they'll get close to their destination or something, but then the collision avoidance tells it to turn away, and it'll turn away and it'll go like 50 to 100 meters out, then come back. And I don't want to record that in your P.A.M. path because it'll do that every time. But that is one way we can use our new relay blocks, and you can use it in combination with the AI blocks and even scripts, to where you can have a miner come out and meet you in a location. Then using the script, you can tell it to, okay, start mining this, then go back home, and then you can continue to mine. And with this, since we've got multiple channels, you can then set it up, okay, set it up on another channel, and if you had a second miner, you can call it in. So you can have an army of miners set up to mine different areas. So you can just call your, like I said, you can just call this out, get it set up, and get it going to continue on. Have another one, then another one. That'd be a good way to set up a little mining base somewhere and have an automated army of miners come out. So the possibilities with these new blocks, and that's just one possibility I've been thinking of, but that possibility is now doable with, you know, beyond the script. The rest of it is vanilla. So if you don't want to go with the script and you can do your own mining, then you might be able to set up another set of AI blocks to come park at home, so you can basically come to the mining spot, okay, fill up with the miner, then send it home and continue on your way. So you can get a load of something and send it home using the AI blocks. Then you can have a complete, you know, on-call mining ship that's vanilla. But that is what I wanted to try. It's not taking that long to get oxygen back in here, is it? Anyways, that's what I was wanting to try. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. And see you next time.